Before we get started with today's video, I have an announcement to make. After years of telling other people's stories, I finally released one of my own. My novel Eternal Reign is available now in both ebook and paperback format for those of you who are like me and prefer to collect physical media. You can grab a copy right now on Amazon through the link in the description of this video. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. While Delsin and Reggie are heading to Seattle, Delsin lets his brother know how he plans on saving their people. His plan is pretty simple. There are other conduits in the city, so he plans on absorbing whatever powers they have before he tracks down Augustine. There are a few problems with this plan. The people aren't exactly fans of conduits, so if they see one running around, they will likely point the DUP in their direction. And since the soldiers are already there hunting for people like him, it won't take long for him to get found and killed. Reggie points this out, but Delsin figures that if he does some superhero stuff like getting cats out of trees, he can convince the people that he's not a bad guy. Reggie's more focused on finding a cure for his brother's condition, but Delsin doesn't really think that he needs one. Being different isn't a bad thing just because some people think it is. Granted, his level of different isn't exactly on the same level as someone who thinks Naruto is better than One Piece, or thinks pineapples don't go on pizza. People are scared of conduits for a valid reason. On a whim, they could murder hundreds of people, and having to trust in the goodwill of walking nukes would make anyone uncomfortable. The two brothers are arguing the morality of that viewpoint, but their political debate gets cut short when they get to a spot where a battle between conduits and the DUP happened, which left the road completely blocked. There's a damaged DUP machine that's radiating light, and when Delsin gets close to it, he absorbs it on accident, which makes his powers get even stronger. He's happy about that since he'll need them to fight Augustine. But Reggie thinks he can use his law enforcement connections in Seattle to deal with the woman without Delsin having to fight her. He's being kinda naive. Delsin knows that he's gonna have to fix this situation himself, and to do that he'll need power. Fortunately, someone calling for help distracts Reggie, which gives Delsin time to look for more DUP stuff that he can use to power up. Once he's gathered all of the power boosts in the area, he gets a call from Reggie. It turns out that those calls from help came from an entire bus full of relief workers. The bus is stuck, but since it's full of medical supplies, the workers don't want to leave it. They get to do what they want because Delsin uses his powers to clear them a path. While he does help out, the people in the bus prove that Reggie's right about how they feel about conduits, and they don't want Delsin to ride in the bus with them, so he has to walk while Reggie goes to drop them off. Since he's forced to hoof it, Delsin sees another thing that's very common when any type of chaos happens. The criminals come out to take advantage of the lack of order and do what they do best: steal stuff. And since any smart criminal knows to not leave any witnesses behind, when they see Delsin, they shoot him. However, his fast healing powers make bullets more of an inconvenience than an actual threat, so he beats the crap out of the guys and goes after Reggie. A bomb goes off, destroying the bridge into Seattle, making the only way into the place lead straight through a DUP checkpoint. Reggie's pretty sure that he can just walk through it since he's a cop and he's normal, a term that Delsin does take a little bit of offense to. But Reggie's pretty sure that the DUP have machines that will tell them exactly what Delsin is. It'd be a pretty useless blockade if it didn't. But after what he just learned about his powers, he's pretty sure that he can take all of the soldiers. Reggie convinces him that just attacking the DUP outright will probably put them on alert, which will make his entire mission of wandering through the city undetected a lot more difficult. So Delsin tries to sneak through the blockade. It works about as good as you might expect, meaning not at all, so he's forced to fight his way through anyway. He gets separated from his brother, but Reggie calls him and tells him to hide until he takes care of some business in the city. What he's doing is getting access to Seattle's police database, which lets him know that the DUP have turned the entire city into a giant fortress, where they can see pretty much everything that happens. So the only way that Delsin will be able to move around without getting hunted is if he messes up some of their communications. Reggie also manages to get the location of their mobile command centers. Since Delsin isn't exactly far away from one of them, his brother gives him the location and he goes to shut it down. And by shut it down, he means break everything and everyone that's there guarding it. Attacking the command center draws out some DUP agents that seem to have some version of Augustine's powers. So Delsin tries to absorb it from them, but it doesn't work. So he gets Reggie to look into the next best thing. The DUP set up more of those strange core relay boxes that upgraded Delsin's power. The things are scattered around the city, and since they won't tell the cops what they do, they've been monitoring them. Delsin wants to drain them, but Reggie still doesn't want to keep giving his brother more power since that's the opposite of curing him. But since if he tries to fight Augustine the way he is, he'll either die or get captured, Reggie gives in and helps him track down some of the things, which do in fact make him way more powerful, and puts him one step closer to being able to take down Augustine. And that's where we're going to stop for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, comment, share it, and subscribe. Donate to the channel if you can. and I'll see you all next time.